Ciao Bella, welcome to Bella Uncinetto. I'm Christina, and I'm so glad that you're here with me today. If you're new, welcome in. If you're returning, welcome back. No matter how long you've been here, I always appreciate your time. Today we have a hook review. I have never heard of this company before. That doesn't mean it didn't exist until I heard of it. It's just that I'd never heard of this, and I was looking for some hooks that I really wanted, and I added them to my Amazon wish list, and I participated in a Secret Santa event, and this is one of the things that I received. I also received a divot shilp hook, and I knew that I had at least 2 other divot shilp hooks, but I wasn't sure if I had done a review on them, and I went back to look at my playlist, and I had done it. So I'm not going to review that hook because it's a resin hook, and the other divot shilp that I have, they're also resin. That's all, folks. They are also resin. So I'm just going to do this one. And if you want to see the divot shilp hook that I received through my Secret Santa, you can look at my latest Whips and Foes video. I think it's 43, because I showed just some of the things that I received that were channel appropriate. So this company is Mindfulknits, which I think is kind of funny. It's a crochet hook with the word knit on it. I've never looked up this company to see what else they offer. I can do that real quick. But I had originally, for this review, I pulled out this yarn. It's a Yarn Bee Sugar Wheel Cotton Solids, and this is a 3-weight yarn. And this is a size 9mm crochet hook. So I was thinking to myself, that's just not going to work. So I was searching for some chunkier yarn because I don't really have any. And I found this in my scrap bin. I have a full ball of this, but the scrap will work just fine. This is the Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick. Let's see, what's the colorway? Dreamcatcher. It's a colorway Dreamcatcher. I use this in a mystery cowl with Ladybird Loves, and we ended up making like a mandala or mandala, however you pronounce it, your decision, rug. So it's actually in my bedroom, and I have it by my bed. So when I step out of bed first thing in the morning, I step onto a nice cushy rug instead of the cold floor. And I had, this was left over from what we used, and I still have, oh, hold on, I'm trying to type and talk at the same time because I was trying to grab the yarn. I still have a full ball of it left. But we're not reviewing the yarn today, we're just going to review the hook. But I want to see if I can show you. Okay, so they do have a website. No, go away, pop up. So this is part of what's called the Zen Ergonomic Crochet Hook Set. I can show you the full set. So it looks like this. Let me see if I can get that picture to pop up there so you can see it. My internet may, oh, okay, I was like, my internet may not work. So this is the exact hook that I have, the 9mm one, but it comes in a range of colors. I don't know how many hooks are in the full set, but okay, so you have 5 hooks, 4mm, 4.5mm, 5, 6, and 12. But I have a 9. Oh, okay, well that's a 6mm then, not a 9mm. I was reading it sideways, or upside down or something. Well, that clearly says the same thing that I have, M9. Okay, I was, whatever you say, cool. But, so the website says it's sustainably made, crafted from smooth, lightweight beechwood, Polished wooden tip glides effortlessly through yarn for snag-free crocheting. An ombre gradient effect. This does kind of remind me of like sand and then the water. Let's see. So I'm just reading what they are saying. I'll make my decision with my black cat scale, right, to tell you my opinion. But I was going to see what else they had. I'll put the link. Like I said, this was on my Amazon wish list, so it was actually purchased from Amazon. But they do have a website. Oh, they do have knitting needles and yarn bowls, circular needles, limited edition 5th anniversary golden crochet hook. Wow, okay. They do have yarn, other things, but I'll put that link directly to the website since I know that it's a website now. Sorry, friend. But that'll be in the description box. Okay, so let's get started on, I'm just going to unwind some of this yarn on the actual hook review. And then I'll just chat with you all. Oh, don't roll. Let me do it this way while I am getting this together. So if you have not heard, I do have a mal. It's not really a cow because it's any kind of craft, right? It's following that craft yourself free concept that Sam and I started in 2025. So this mal is based on whether if you love to read and you love to craft, then this would be a good mal for you. Now, you do not have to read the book in the month that you make the item based on that book, but the genre has to be that particular. This is really, really tangled. I did not realize how tangled this was. Maybe I should have found another one, but I don't have any more chunky yarn. So we're just gonna roll with it here. Oh, what did I do? That's like two different, okay. I do not know what I did here, you guys. We'll figure it out along the way, I suppose. Oh, my hat. Speaking of oh, my hat, I got to see Ingrid in a live. That's where I got the expression from. I say that often, and people look at me like, that is a weird saying. And I'm like, Ingrid says it, and it makes me giggle. And I got to hear her say it. Ingrid is from Ingrid's Inspiration. She doesn't really put out content anymore, but she does still have a channel. So if you want to show her some love, please go do that. She is an amazing woman. She's wonderfully kind and sweet. And she does have a sassy side, don't get me wrong, but she is a wonderfully sweet lady, and I enjoy spending time with her so much. But anyway, that's where that saying came from. This is an absolute cluster right now, but we're just going to set it off to the side and see how far we get. But anyway, the mal, there's a video on it. You are welcome to go check it out. It's going to be each month, and it's going to go to the end of the month, and then the next month we'll start another genre of book. Well, that just went completely sideways, didn't it? Okay, let's turn you back. I hit something, didn't I? Y'all should have said something. Christina, it's sideways. Pay attention. Okay, maybe that's better. Sorry if it made you sick. All right. Oh my goodness. Not very good at these things, guys. I'm trying. All right, let's stay in camera this time. And I know that I also mentioned my advent my advent that I got for Christmas from Wildflower Yarns. I have decided that I am going to do that in February, and it's going to be the whole month of February. I'm going to open the things. I'll probably start, I don't know, I got to see what day of the week, because it's 25 days, but I want to see what day of the week it starts on, because the first of the month I'm going to do the liberal arts mal, but then after that, I'm going to start the Advent box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. I thought I was there, but I wanted to make sure. So that's just how I'm going to do it, because I don't want to rush through it. I want to experience it the way it's meant to be experienced, you know? I feel like that's the best way to do that. So we'll see how February goes, because I already have ideas for my birthday, because I always, from the week from my grandfather's birthday to the day of my birthday, it's 7 days between his birthday and my birthday. I always try to do something for that week. And last year, I got an Advent box at the end of 2025. No, 2024. I'm moving myself a whole year ahead. I got an Advent box for 2024, and it came too late to do anything with it. So I just saved it until my birthday. Oh, it's really blurry, you guys. I'm sorry. I'm trying to, maybe if I turn the hook, oh, it still has writing on it. It's focusing on the writing and not the yarn. So I am going to do it for February, and I'm just gonna, love your craft, belated Advent or something like that is kind of how I'm gonna phrase it. And then I crochet too tight for this, and then we'll open it then. And I think it will also be a nice tie-in for February, because February is all about, like, if you celebrate Valentine's Day, it's all about like romance and love and yada yada. There's also several other things that happen in February, but this is based on Alice in Wonderland, right? Is the theme of the box. So that was my fault. That was not the hook's fault. I am excited to do it at a time that's not going to be so full of Advent and Vlogmas and all of that, because I don't want to rush through it and it be, I mean, I don't know if it's going to be an amazing box, but I would hate to not give it its due. Does that make sense? Sorry, I know this is supposed to be a hook review, but so far it's fine. I'm not having any problems with the hook itself. My stitches, yes, because I crochet too tightly for this. I am, and if I try to make my tension looser, then it ends up being tighter. So if I try to focus on having a looser tension, I end up with tighter tension. So I just did a row of single crochet after the foundation, and now I'm doing half double crochet. There's a little bit of like sound. You can hear that when it's pulling. Oh, my yarn just fell into, well, at least it fell into the bucket and not on the floor, to my scrap bin. Well, that's the cardboard. So when I put the hook in, there's not a sound, but when I pull it through, there's that popping noise, and then as I pull it through the stitch, it sounds a little bit like scraping. It could just be the wool in the yarn. I don't know, because this has a really nice coating on it. Like, it's not just like a bamboo hook that needs to be like sanded or something. It's not like raw wood. It's polished and it has a coating on it. I don't know how long that would last, especially using it with lots of wool, but I'm not really having a problem so far. I just crochet really tightly. Okay, so I have the foundation, single, and half double. This Woolies Thick and Quick does give really nice stitch definition anyway, and the hook is doing a really nice job. So let's move up to a double crochet and see how that works. Again, I really think it's my tension, guys. I don't think it's the hook. I could be wrong, but the way that it's pulling feels like it's because of how I'm holding the yarn. But it's in such a tangle. I might have to reball it up after I finish this review, because this is not the way. Opposite of Star Wars, right? This is the way. No, this is not the way. And then for coming up, let's see, what else do I have going on? I still have to finish my last project for Manfella Mals. It is the Asteria doily. I've made really, really good progress. I'm on the final colorway that I was planning on using. And I've started, I think it's the popcorns for petal 7. Because I think there are 9 sets of petals. So, I mean, I got pretty far, and I started it pretty much when my winter break started. So I don't feel like it took me all that long, but I didn't finish it in 2025, which is fine. Alright, there's the double. I have one more. And then we'll go to, like, I don't know. I'm loath to do a popcorn stitch or something just because it's so thick. But this yarn is really squishy, so that really helps with the, oh, you can't see. Let me hold it up. Okay, there we go. So this top is the double crochet, but this yarn is really thick, and so even the double crochet is making a dense fabric with this hook, and I know it's because of the yarn, but this doesn't feel like it's super loose, even though this is a 9mm hook. So the recommended hook size for this is, oh, it's a 9mm. Okay, I thought it was like a 7 or something, but no, okay, it's a 9mm. Maybe that's why it looks so nice, because that's what you're supposed to use. I don't remember what I used when I did the mystery cow, but turn, Christina. So far, the glide on the hook is really nice. It's helping me get through. If this was like just a regular bamboo hook without this coating on it, I wouldn't be able to use this wool, because it does have the tiniest bit of like a halo. There's little fuzzy pieces around it. So this coating is really, really helpful. And if I had some bulky acrylic, I might try that, but I don't. I think the last bulky acrylic I had, I used to make those leg warmers for Pink Sheep Designs. I might have another colorway of it. Maybe I do, jungle something or another. But we'll just roll with this for right now. So we're gonna do, actually, let's do a single here. That'll make the popcorn stitch stand out better. Alright, do I have enough Yeah, I have enough. I struggle with hooks that have a this sort of end because I am a pencil grip. So having all of this back here is difficult for me. I lost the stitch. There it is. It's difficult for me to have all of that because I don't use it. I don't hold it. Like if I had a knife grip, I would hold it like this, right? And then that would, if I went into the right stitch, it might make it a little more. I probably did that differently than I did the first one, but it's all right. It's about the use of the hook. Yeah, so if I was a knife grip, which it feels really awkward to hold it like this, but it would work better for, I mean, me personally, I think. It's my opinion that hooks with this sort of end, the like ergonomic bubble, if you will, works better for people who are knife grip because they hold their hook down here. I don't do that. I hold my hook like I'm trying to choke the life out of it. Like I hold it all the way up here. If I'm doing Tunisian or something, I have to be mindful and hold my hand down a little bit because all the loops go on. Then I have to be careful because I want to be right up there, and then I can't get all the loops on the hook like I need to. So, and maybe I need to change my grip when I'm working with bulky yarn. I don't know. Okay, we've reached a point where I may have to stop and untangle the mess that's down there. Grab onto that. Okay. Let me get this. Okay, that's a little better. All right. So let me try. It still feels awkward to me to hold it like that, but let me try that and see if that makes a difference in the hook. Oh, see, now I want to hold it right up to my face because I feel like I can't see it, even though the yarn didn't change. The yarn did not change. Just my grip changed. But now I feel like I can't see it because I'm so much slower like that. But we'll see. Sorry, all of that scraping is not the hook. It's the yarn on this piece of cardboard. See, I still want to be right up here. I need to control the yarn. Come on. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to put another single there because I want to end it there. Alright, so if we pop those out, I mean, it looks nice. Ish. You can tell the ones I did holding it regularly and the ones I did holding it not regularly for me. Alright, we're going to switch back to half doubles. Sorry, I don't want you to think that that's the noise of the hook. That is definitely not the noise of the hook. Oh my goodness, that just went completely wrong. It is this cardboard, but I don't want to, I was doing puzzles and punch needle, like all these little holes, not punch needle. I did do a punch needle, but This is from felting. So I did a couple of felting projects, and I do puzzles. And so I put the puzzle on here, and I have another piece like this, so I put that on top. So when I was gluing the puzzle, I could flip it easily without having to worry about the puzzle falling apart. So if I glue it, right, then the puzzle doesn't fall apart. Oh my goodness. If I flip it with the cardboard, the puzzle doesn't fall apart. Okay. Stay in frame, Christina. It's all the things that I'm thinking about when I'm trying to do this for you guys. Stay in frame. Pay attention to what you're doing. What sound is happening? Because I'm trying to listen to see if the hook makes a sound, but then all I hear is the cardboard. And then I'm like, I don't want people to think that it's the hook making all that noise, although it's making noise right there, but I think that's because even when I go, it's the yarn, because it still makes the sound even if it's not the hook, so that makes me think it's the yarn, not the hook gliding through there making that noise. I'm trying to make sure I find the stitch and not that chain one that I did. So I don't want to end up with extra stitches. Alright, and so now I'm going to go and do a row of single crochet. I know I didn't do the double on top of here, but I don't have a lot of yarn left because this is a bulky weight yarn, so there's not a lot left. So I'm going to do one more row, I'm going to do single crochet, and then we will take a look at it. I said single crochet. My hand did not listen. My hand was like, you said double first. And yes, I do pull down every stitch. It's part of the tight crochet thing. Every stitch has to be so tight, and that comes from my mother telling me my stitches didn't look right. I wasn't doing it properly, so I was trying to make it look like she wanted me to. It never worked. It was never good enough. That's not how it's supposed to look, Christina. Fix it. I don't know what you want from me, lady. But there we are. Can you see that? Okay, you can see that. You can't see the colors real well, but don't break the hook. It's more about the hook than the yarn. Even though I did talk about the yarn quite a bit. Okay, so I don't have, let me get this up here. I don't have a ton of this left, but I'm going to start balling it up from the other end while I talk about what I think about the hook. So, all in all, I think it's a good hook, especially if you enjoy that bubble. It is a little bit longer than the hooks I normally use, so I usually use like the Tulip Etimo or the Clover Moore. Those are the ones that I normally use. So, because I have smaller hands, I don't need a long shaft necessarily on the hook. So, I'm hoping that in time, right? Because maybe I do need to change my grip with the bulky yarns. Maybe I do need to hold it in a knife grip. I know that I tend to switch when I'm to a knife grip when I'm doing Tunisian. Not that I would necessarily use that hook for Tunisian unless I was only doing like a washcloth or something, because that's not the hook that you would need for that. But it did seem to help it glide through because it is a thicker yarn and a bigger hook. So even though it felt awkward for me to use that knife grip, it did seem to help a little. So when I held it like this versus holding it like a pencil, right? Because that's usually how I crochet. But holding it like this, it did seem to work. It felt really awkward, but it did seem to help going through the stitches. I will be honest, my normal grip was not working. But maybe it's because it's bulky yarn. Maybe it's because it's not heavy. It's not a heavy hook. I mean, it's made out of beechwood, which is not a heavy wood. It's not hard to hold or handle or anything like that. The polish is really, really nice gliding through the yarn. I do wish I could find, I do think I have another bulky yarn, but I would have to find it is the problem. So if I find it, maybe I will come back and do an update review to see if the acrylic makes a difference from the wool. We'll see if I can find it. It's in one of these cubes somewhere, but it's not popping out at me because the cubes have multiple layers of yarn. There's more yarn than what you see on anybody's shelf, right? There's more than one layer of yarn in that shelf normally, unless they're really big skeins or cakes of yarn. So I would have to go digging to find it, and I don't think you want to wait for me to do that. And I don't necessarily have the time to pause the video to go do that right now. But anyway, I would give this a 4 on the black cat scale, right? Because it's not the hook's fault that I struggled to use it. That's a user thing, not a hook issue. It glides really well. It doesn't catch on the yarn, except for like when I was doing the popcorn, it did struggle a little bit to come through because this part isn't super deep. I mean, it goes in, but it's not really, really deep to catch doing like a popcorn with a bulky yarn. Now, if I was using this on like a 4-weight yarn, I would have no problem doing a popcorn or a bobble or something like that because there would be enough space for the yarn. But because it's using a bulky yarn, this is thicker, that many strands aren't going to fit in there to be able to pull through. I mean, I know they'll fit here, but you have to be able to dip down and pull through all of those. And that was a little bit of a struggle. So I would say that this is a good hook. That would be my recommendation. I will put Mindfulknits. I don't see on the website where you can buy this hook individually. I saw the set. Let me scroll down a little bit. What is this? Oh, okay, here's one. Choose options. Okay, so you can buy it individually, but they don't seem to have the 9mm on here. They have the set that I told you about. And then they have the metallic gold shimmer limited edition, but it's only in a 5mm hook, which could be kind of cool. I don't know. Maybe if I get a smaller hook in this, we'll see how it goes. But it looks like they're on sale right now. Each individual hook is $15, but they don't have the 9 from what I'm seeing. But like I said, I will put this link in the description box below. And I appreciate you spending this time with me. And I hope that whatever you're doing, you were able to get a good start or wrap it up or make some good progress while we were sitting here looking at this hook. So until I see you again, be well, be safe, and be the change you wish to see in the world, everyone. Ciao bella!